Stop telling me that I sound like a white person. I sound like someone who wants to have a job that pays me enough to not need a stimulus check. I sound like someone who wasn't failed by underfunded inner city public schools in the ghetto. I sound like someone who understands how to enunciate vowels and conjugate verbs. And if I didn't, then I would sound like someone who didn't. Because proper enunciation is based on education and grammatical comprehension and practice, not skin color. When I was a kid in Chicago, people really tried to shame me for speaking too properly. Would you like to know what those kids are doing with their lives now? They're selling and or buying crack. Except one. He now goes by Chief Keef.
First of all, dude, I have nothing against gay people, but let's be real. That's a gay voice and not a white voice.
Now I'm pissed. Royally pissed.
And secondly, every black conservative influencer has done this sounding white video at least once. They think it's a flex. I'm here to tell you, it's not the flex you think it is. There is absolutely nothing wrong with sounding like a black man if you are black. In fact, I expect you to sound black if you're a black person. Here is Conor McGregor sounding like an Irish person in the White House. No one bats an eyelid. No one tells him to speak properly.
We consider America our big sibling, so it's important for Ireland to have be a peaceful, happy, prosperous country for the 40 million Irish Americans to have a place to visit, to come back to their home. So we wish for our relationship with the United States to continue, and we wish to be taken care of by the big bro.
This is Prince Hemsworth, sounding like an Australian, as expected.
Let's mispronounce all of these. All right. Cairns, possible shower, 28. Townsville, sunny, good, 28 as well.
The way you sound is not static. It's a journey. It tells the story of who you are and where you've been. Look at Dr. Bennet Omalu, the man who discovered CTE. He speaks like a Nigerian who has lived in America for a while. Totally expected.
The heart attack cannot explain his life after football. I had to provide an explanation for that. I was extremely disappointed when I opened up his skull and his brain looked normal.
Here is a Scottish MP in the British Parliament speaking with a Scottish accent, as he should.
The Honourable Gentleman, what work is being done to make sure that this place is more accessible, particularly for some of our colleagues who have a disability.
Here is President Obama, an actual president, sounding like a black man. Good on you, mate.
I have no more campaigns to run. My only agenda, I know because I won both of them.
If you were adopted by white parents as a child, or if you grew up only around white people, then yes, it makes sense you might sound white. But that is not what these black Republicans are doing. They do this thing where they open their mouths too wide when they talk, trying to mimic the way they think white people sound. It's like when Dave Chappelle does his exaggerated white voices in his sketches.
Good evening, I'm Chuck Taylor. Another shocking development today. After a bizarre series of events, Nas now rules the world. He shocked upstate New York residents with his first act in office by opening every cell in Attica and having the inmates sent to Africa.
You can see this when this Texas Republican congressman talks.
That's why I am a United States congressman in a white majority district that President Trump would have won by 20 points, and I just won by 27 points. And the reason is because of this. I am literally living Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. I'm being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. The people in my district don't see color. They see somebody that's going to represent this district to the best of their ability, regardless of what they look like.
You can also see this Republican influencer here doing it.
Well, the interesting thing about what's going on in the Republican Party right now in the conservative movement is this. There are a lot of different factions. I in no way experienced anything like this before. And I have been a prominent Republican figure, conservative figure, for the past 5 years of my life.
However, I am pissed. Royally pissed.
But here is the funny thing. White people don't even open their mouth that wide when they talk. Here is Ryan Coogler, the director of box office hits like Black Panther and Sinners, sounding like a black man.
It was a script that I written we made with my production company, Proximity Media. But I wrote the original script based off of my relationship with my Uncle James, who grew up in Mississippi, moved to Oakland in his 20s. And whenever I would kick it with him, he would only want to listen to blues music on vinyl and drink all Taylor whiskey.
Same with countless successful black people. But so nobody whose job is to denigrate black people online thinks that his mental slavery and inability to decolonize his mind somehow makes his put-on white voice a badge of superiority.
Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm pissed. I am royally pissed.
But think about it. A French man sounds French. An Irish man sounds Irish. A Scottish man sounds Scottish. Nobody has a problem with that. So why should anybody have a problem with a black American sounding like a black American? Decolonize your mind.